So, it is the 8th of March, 2022. It's International Women's Day, and I had an idea for a quick little video. When we think about ancient history, it is undeniable that female participation on state affairs and consequently on the coinage of the time isn't as prevalent as male presence. But, from my time collecting, I have seen my fair share of women featured on ancient coins. And as I got these coins, I obviously started to look into the history of these characters, and some had fascinating stories. So today, let's have a look at some coins featuring women on my collection, as well as some examples of coins struck under some of history's most important women. Now, if you have been subscribed to my channel for a while now, you know I'm a huge fan of Roman coins, and Roman history had very interesting women throughout its history. I'm going to start with one of the most common Roman silver coins you can find out there, a denarius of Empress Faustina. Faustina was the wife of the Emperor Antoninus Pius. Although she didn't exert any real executive power, she was the creator of numerous social programs for orphans, as well as the poor and disenfranchised of Rome, which sounds nice, but in reality was an essential thing for the public order in Rome. The majority of its 1 million inhabitants were poor, and you would not want to see a revolt from so many people. So she actually helped quite a lot on the maintenance of order during these programs. This is a posthumous coin from the year 140 AD. Faustina died suddenly at the age of 41, and the emperor issued a numerous series of coins in her memory with the title of Diva Faustina, or Faustina the Goddess, as she was deified after her death due to her good deeds. On the reverse we see Ceres, the goddess of agriculture and fertility, a very fitting deity to be associated to such a philanthropist. For our next lady, we go to the granddaughter of Faustina. Her name was Lucilla. Lucilla was the sister of the Emperor Commodus, and if you know a bit of Roman history, you know that Commodus wasn't the most stable or normal of emperors out there. This led Lucilla to join a plot to have his husband killed and for someone less erratic to take control of the empire. Sadly for her, the plot failed, she was discovered, sent to exile, and shortly after executed by orders of her husband. On the reverse of this denarius of her, we have the goddess Vesta, the virgin goddess protector of home and families, which unfortunately is a bit ironic considering the fate of this poor woman had. She can be seen wearing a veil, sacrificing over a fiery altar, and holding a palladium, a sacred statue kept inside temples. We then go forward a bit in time to the year 200 AD, during the reign of Septimius Severus. His wife, Julia Domna, is the most important of a series of very influential women, all named Julia, funnily enough, who would dictate the directions of Roman politics at the beginning of the 3rd century. Julia was known for being a lover of philosophy, a major patron for important philosophers of the time, and she was really liked by the troops for accompanying the emperor in his campaign, gaining her the title of Mater Castrorum, the mother of the camp by the soldiers. On the reverse of this denarius of her, we see Felicitas, the goddess of happiness, which also fits her reasonably well. The beginning of the 3rd century in Rome was a very tense time, with her husband himself coming to the throne after a bloody civil war. But she was generally seen by the people, and particularly by the troops, as an energetic and positive presence. We then go a bit forward to the end of the 3rd century. The year is 275 AD, and the great emperor Aurelian is dead. His wife, Ulpia Severina, is said to have been the only woman to have held the position of sole empress, the de facto empress of the empire, for a brief reign between her husband's death and the selection of a new male emperor. Just like Aurelian, Severina seems to have been very well liked. This is demonstrated by some of the historical records which refer to her as Piissima Augusta, the most pious empress, and Mater Castrorum et Senatus et Patriae, the mother of the military, the Senate, and the people. The claim she held real power is disputed by historians, but in any case, it's interesting to think about it, and it would be a very interesting fact if it turned out to be true. As for the reverse of this coin, we have Concordia. Concordiae Militum, the concord and agreement of the armies. This was a time of horrible civil wars. So in this coin, Severina passes a message of unity between the armies, so they could all just focus on dealing with the real enemies of Rome. But I did not only bring Roman coins for today's video. My great friend Luke from the Hammered Corner channel shared with me a couple of coins from Queen Elizabeth I, one of my favorite English monarchs and one of the biggest figures of English history. Apart from her very rich history, numismatically Elizabeth did something I think it's very outstanding. She reverted the process of debasement, which means the reduction of silver content of circulating coins, restoring the good reputation English coinage had on international markets of being a high-quality 92.5% sterling silver. Yet another major contribution of this woman. Our first coin of hers is this lovely shilling, 12 pence coin. Modern coins don't have the high relief of ancients, but we can appreciate here the resurgence of realistic portraits with this very nice lateral bust of the queen, very elaborate clothing, the massive crown on top of her head, and the legends proclaim her as Elizabeth, by the grace of God, Queen of England, France, and Ireland. Heading to the reverse, we have a coat of arms of England, crisscrossed by this massive cross which covers the entire reverse, and the legends Possuideu adiutorem meu, translating to I have made God my helper. Now, for a little bit more of Elizabeth coinage, we also have a sixpence here, so half the value of the previous coin. The design and the legends are quite similar, although this time, and to help distinguish the coins, the sixpence has a lovely little Tudor rose to the right of Elizabeth's bust. Heading to the reverse, it is just like on the shilling, but this one actually has a date of minting as well. In this case, 1592. And although I couldn't get video examples of these, it is worth noting that some of the most famous women from the ancient world also struck coins. My personal favorites are the tetradrachma struck under Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt, and Mark Antony. This is a fascinating coin where on the inscriptions, Cleopatra claims she is Basilissa Neotea, the actual queen and new living goddess of Egypt, claiming power over her brother, the pharaoh. Another interesting woman from the 3rd century AD is Zenobia. She went on a full-scale rebellion with her son Valabathus against Central Roman authority, taking over the easternmost provinces and Egypt. This example I'm putting up on the screen is a tetradrachma struck in Alexandria. This might look like a humble coin, but these are very rare and expensive coins from one of Rome's most daring women. And since we are on the topic of Egypt, we have previously shown on this channel some incredible coins from the Ptolemaic pharaohs, including this one, Amnaion, the largest gold coin from the ancient world, worth a whopping 100 drachma. This coin features on one side the bust of Pharaoh Ptolemy II and his wife, the Queen Arsinoe. On the reverse, we have the deified fathers of Arsinoe and Ptolemy, the Queen Berenike and Ptolemy I. Over their heads, the word Theon, translating to gods, showing their new status as divine beings. I think every numismatist should consider adding the female rulers and important women featured on the coinage they collect. Not only their coins are just as interesting and fascinating as their male counterparts, but in my personal experience, building a set which includes the entirety of the ruling family, including the women, the Caesars, everyone, just makes the collection more rounded up, more harmonious. So next time you're out shopping for a coin, give the ladies a try. Do you have any favorite female characters or rulers who are featured on coins? Let us know in the comment section down below. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Once again, thank you so much for Luke from the Hammered Corner channel for contributing with his coins. Definitely check him out. Happy Women's Day, happy collecting, and I'll see you soon.